Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your ITFC live match reaction. It is finished Swansea 1, Ipswich Town 2. What are your thoughts, your feelings after that one then? Town winning away, back to the wall job in the second half, particularly. We'd love to hear from you this afternoon, so please do get active in our live chat. There'll be a link to join us as well. We are partnered with Match Bingo. Win cash prizes by playing Match Bingo. Are you a sports enthusiast who loves football and cricket and wants to support the life-saving work of the East Anglian Air Ambulance while doing so? If you do, of course you do, register online and download the Match Bingo app onto your mobile phone or tablet. Choose your matches, £2 a bingo card. They've got free bingos there as well. Do check it out. I've won some money this year myself, as I keep saying, and I know many of you are now already playing. So if you are playing, do let us know. And if you have won any money, do, of course, update us. Over 18s, be gamble aware. I've got a couple of comments. Don't forget, watching on catch up, as many of you do. FTA, comment for the algorithm. Chris Boyd, Fuse, Swansea never gave up. We had too much all over the pitch. That's a solid 3 points on the road. Adrian, hard game in horrible conditions. What a win. Hamish, Burgess, man of the match, outstanding in the air and didn't put a foot wrong. Let us know who you thought your man of the match was this afternoon. Jack Smith still think we are too sloppy at the back in terms of getting the ball away, but a great result. Sean, a good winning tricky conditions. Plus, I won £50 on match bingo. There you go. Boom. Sean coming through. Sean is in for a good Saturday night tonight. 3 points on the road. £50 courtesy of match bingo. This man here is living the dream, if that was the dream that you had. Owen, go on, Town. Kept our heads during a 10-second half. Generally kept them at bay. 2 wins on the trot. The Ipswich Town promotion tractor drives on. Oh, Sean, I'm so happy for you. I don't know if I'm more happy for you winning the £50 on match bingo or the 3 points. I ain't quite sure. But joining me first and foremost is Curtis Yates. Curtis, welcome in. It's a great win on the road. It's a back to the wall job. How did you see this afternoon?
I thought certainly the second half was a professional performance. I thought we had to dig deep a bit. I thought the pitch looked like a horrible one to play on, especially with the weather being the way it was. I thought overall, I thought it was just a good professional performance. It wasn't spectacular. We did what we needed to do in the right areas. I do think there are some areas we can perform better on. I do think sometimes we are a bit lackadaisical with our passing, and it certainly in weather like that, we are more prone to
very tricky conditions today, weren't there? Though, to be fair,
yeah, but I don't know how you possibly train around that. To be fair, because I do feel like sometimes when it's raining, I feel like with the style of play that we do play, I feel like we kind of cause ourselves our own problems. However, both teams were playing in that today. I thought we manned the second half well, albeit a lot of crosses going into the box that I thought Burgess dealt well with.
Yeah,
but I thought 2-1, like you say, tricky conditions away to Swansea. I think I saw him mention there that it was only our third time winning there ever. I think I saw, but yeah, I'll take that. It's two wins in a row, and again, we are still coming out of that tricky period where things weren't going our way. So again, there's more to today's result than what meets the eye. Really, you've got Nathan Broadhead 3-3, and I think that's two wins in a row now, and we march forward. We put keep the pressure on the top two, and then we'll see what comes of the next game onwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Harp says difficult conditions, fabulous result. Burgess was a monster. How did you see? Because obviously he's come back in from international duty, played Millwall. And today I thought, as Harp says, absolute monster at the back there. Just phenomenal. Everything you want to see in the centre half pairing to Wolfie, who's obviously the more finesse, if you like. But Burgess won everything, kicked everything, tackled everything, and would have probably robbed his own grandma to get 3 points today.
I think we look defensively more solid with him in that team. I know it seemed harsh to drop Edmondson out of the team after his performances, but I think following on from Preston and knowing that Burgess was coming back, I thought it was a no-brainer to bring him back into the fold when and where we could. It was just a matter of what place he took, whether it was going to be Wolfie dropping out or whether it was going to be Edmondson. But I think we all knew it was likely going to be Edmondson, as he did seem to just be almost like the stopgap whilst Burgess was away. But that's 2 games now where, I mean, the man heads everything, kicks everything, he'll slide for everything. He's an absolutely fantastic defender. But yeah, I mean, my man of the match easily Burgess today, because I thought some of those balls, especially into the box, with, like you say, with the weather, with the way the ball's skidding about, can skid off you. I thought he dealt with it really tremendously.
He did. He really did. Inappropriate Beard, welcome to the Talking Town community. Become a YouTube member today. Thank you very much for supporting Talking Town. Really do appreciate it. Darren Harvey, great stuff. So that was the one I was worried about. Onwards and upwards. Burgess was magnificent. And Andy Barrell just sort of tacking on to the end of that there. Curtis, Rob Smith, we need an awful pitch at the training ground to get used to playing on terrible. I think it's more the weather today, Rob, than the pitch. I thought the pitch under the weather didn't hold up too badly. I mean, I have to watch it back again. I thought it was more of the weather, Kurt, than anything else. You know, slick conditions. They were watering the pitch before the game with the rain, as Westy said on the commentary. So, you know, it was just really everything, that perfect storm. But we come through it.
I mean, to be fair, I thought the pitch didn't look great in the first place. I mean, they showed the pitch prior to the game kicking off. I actually thought, I don't know whether it's us just having a really sleek and nice pitch, but I thought the grass seemed a little bit longer when I saw the ball on the ground. So I mean, I don't know whether we're just used to our pristine conditions and our pitch being the way it is now, but I thought it was just a bit more of a difficult experience for us to try and deal with and try and implement our style of play. But
get out there with the old ruler, Kurt. Get out there with the ruler. How long is this grass?
Well, when I saw the ball in that centre spot, I thought there's something about that grass which just seemed a little bit longer than what I expected. But again, the conditions don't make it easy for us to play our game. And I know the rain may sometimes help with our slick passing, but it also cannot put us in danger for how we do play, especially with how quick we do want to pass it around with our one-touch passing in our triangles. But no, I thought we dealt with it well. I was expecting the pressure from Swansea in that second half. Although to be fair, you could see the confidence as it was slowly getting drained from that crowd. So I was expecting it, and again we just held firm, which was great. And again, it's two wins in a row now. It's a good 3 points away from home, which, to be fair, I was a bit shaky about today because there was just something about today which just made me a little bit nervous. I can't put my finger on what that was. But no, I'm happy. That's 6 points in a row now. Keep up the pressure, and we'll get there. We'll get to where we want to be.
Absolutely, yeah. Grayson could have scored 5 or 6 today. We held on well towards the end. Burgess makes a big difference, and he won Talking Town ITFC membership gifted by Inappropriate Beard. Thank you very much for that wonderful gesture. James McKenna said words to effect. Burgess was rusty after the game Wednesday. I think today showed how much he's improved under McKenna. And Shrieky says David's the chaplain, just like clockwork. Curtis, before I let you go, man of the match today, my man.
Burgess all over, mate.
Yeah, nice and easy that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, easy as anything. Easy as 3 points away in Swansea.
Absolutely. Easier than that. Love it. Curtis, appreciate you coming on. Enjoy your Saturday night, please do.
Cheers, bud. Same to you.
All the best. So that's Curtis there. Burgess with man of the match. That takes Burgess off the board. If you're coming on the show, I want to hear a different name for man of the match. You can say, well, I thought Burgess was my man of the match, but I'll give something different. I'll jump to Stephen Parry. Stephen, how have you seen it this afternoon? 3 points in Wales.
For me, that was a big game. You know, everyone was saying beforehand, you know, oh, well, the other teams have played before us and it puts pressure on us. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I just simply said, well, if we can't cope with that, we're not as good as them. Yeah. Okay. Because when we've played before them, they've handled it and they've won. And we've gone there. It was a tough game. They were always going to react after a pumping from Leeds. They were never going to turn around and say, we want to lose 2-0 on the, we want to lose two on the trot. No,
absolutely.
Without laying a glove on anyone. So the second game was always going to be tough. It was a second away game, you know, with tired legs. And I think they handled it well. They focused on what they needed to do. And it was a big game because Leeds were 6 points ahead. We had to win that game because now, if we win against Rotherham midweek, we're level with Leeds. Yeah?
Yeah.
And if we got anything less than a win today, we would not have been level with Leeds. So for me, that was a crucial game. Now Leeds know they can't afford to slip up. We've got we've got 2 home games in a row, Rotherham and Birmingham. We take them out. Leeds and Saints, no, they can't slip up. If both of them slip up, we're ahead of both of them in the running. And they've both got to play each other, so there is lots of dominoes to fall in this season, I'm not writing us off. I just think we take one game at a time. Let's focus on us. Let's not focus on about anybody else. Quite frankly, I don't care what anybody else does. I want to know what we do. And we're looking like a side who, when the chips are down, can dig in. And I think that was a big goal for Chaplin because it was his 50th goal. It was a milestone goal, It was a milestone goal. And I think that was preying on his mind. Like last week, he snatched at one, it went over the bar. I think it was preying on his mind. It does sometimes when you reach a milestone. You want that goal, And all in all, I think we played the game well. We played the conditions well. We played a team who was going to react well, and we got the 3 points. And nobody can ask for any more than that. I was delighted with the performance. Between about 60, 70, 75 minutes, I was a bit nervy. They looked like they were getting ahead of steam, but we seemed to take out that steam. And in the last 10 minutes, we just controlled the game. We just thought, let's just play it into the corners. Let's just enjoy ourselves. And barring one shot, which I would like you say that I do not know. Because that, for me, that was a match-winning save. He was going down. He saw the ball was going over his head, and he just stuck an arm up and saved it with his hand. And it didn't drop to one of their players. He got it away from danger. For me, that was, the save of the season. Because there's no way on earth he should save that. And for me, even though Burgess is man of the match, just for the pass alone to Davis, as I've got to give someone different, I'll give Ladke for that save.
Okay. Yeah, so Ladke for the save. Yeah, it was a good save. Absolutely, certainly was a good save. Obviously, man of the match from Wednesday was the right back, Clark. How did you see his performance today?
Well, my man of the match for Wednesday was actually Broadhead. Okay. But I gave
universally.
I gave them both 8. So it was like, that's like splitting hers. I gave Brody 1 because he got a goal and an assist. Clark was excellent on Wednesday. Not quite as good today, but I think that's probably the surface played a role in that. I think, like I said, defensively, it's difficult to play in slick, wet conditions, and I think both sides struggled with that. They're both passing teams. I really don't know why teams water the pitch when it's raining. I don't see the benefit in it. If you're a passing side and you don't really want too much of a slick surface, it makes no benefit in watering a pitch when it's already raining. It's already wet. How wet do you want it? Do you want to be swimming to the touchline? I just don't get it. But he was good. He was effective in what he did. Against some very pacey players. I thought Leif Davis was very lucky because he could have gone. Those 2 challenges, he could easily walk with those 2 challenges. I know the Swansea commentary was like, yes, he's definitely should have gone, but they were naughty challenges. I think he could have got easily. I think the first one, he was harsh to get a yellow. The second one, I think he should have got. I know it was only a blocking off, but it was a deliberate attempt to block a player off. He should have been booked for that. I think the first one was probably hard because it was like early on in the game. It was like, you always give someone a little bit of leeway early on in the game, and he didn't seem to want to give anyone any leeway. I wasn't really overly keen on the ref because there was a lot of mistakes made. Linesmen were sticking the flag up one way and then sticking the flag up the other way. I don't think many of them seemed to know what was going on. And it made it difficult for the players to know what was going on. But going back to Harry Clark, I think on the surface and the conditions, it was a good, effective game. He did what he needed to do when he needed to do it. He'd improved on covering players. He'd improved on tracking back. The things that we were worried about him being, and doing, covering players when they're out wide, so crossing and getting beaten by players. He's getting better at that. He's improved on that because they're not getting behind him and they're not getting the other side of him. So he's defending wide balls a lot better, and he's tracking back. Wednesday was a prime example for that. He was tracking back, covered Wolfie, and he got the tackling. So he's improved. He's improved massively over the last few weeks. I just hope it continues.
Absolutely. And before I let you go, Stephen, one last thing you want to mention before you go and enjoy your Saturday night.
One last thing I want to mention is everybody turned around and said, regardless of where we finish, we need momentum. And we've started momentum. We've got 2 away wins. We've got 2 home games coming up. Let's get 2 wins in those 2 home games. And let's go into the end of the season with momentum. Sorry. Okay. Regardless where we finish, let's get some momentum. We've got some games that are tough. Like I said, Coventry, Norwich, Plymouth away. We've got some tough games, but we've got some winnable games. Get those games won. And I heard Matt Holland say the other day, this team is, to him, looks like the team from the 2000 season, where they've got fight, they've got belief, they've got determination. You know, that team went up. And I don't even think that team was probably the best team that season. I think Charlton really was probably, Barnsley was probably the best team that season. But that's my opinion, yeah. Okay. You know, the top and bottom of it is, I don't actually think we are the best team in the playoffs, yeah, pound for pound, yeah. We are positionally, but pound for pound, player for player, I don't think we are, yeah. But I think with the drive, momentum, and the desire that the players have, that even if we don't make the top 2, that could get us over the line. Okay,
perfect. Stephen, enjoy your Saturday night. Thanks for jumping on Talking Town. All the best. Inappropriate beard. Davis is so close to the assist record. Paul P. Davis was a better player when Burgess played. Clark man the match for Rax Max, running his guts out all game. It's Rob Smith. Beeb looking like an angel in that light. That's those 3 points going to your head there, Rob Smith. It really is. We've got Kev Hansen, great 3 points away. Difficult game, but that shows their professionalism after so many draws. Bad defeat to Maidstone. Came back in 3 days to work 2 away wins. We're showing real grit. Top 2 very much still on. Lee Anderson, top 2 very much still on, says Kev Hansen. What are your thoughts on that one?
Possibly, yeah. I mean, I said the other day, we're still playing pretty decent, aren't we? So it's an opportunity, but let's not get carried away. Let's just keep playing the games and see where we end up. I mean,
true.
Leeds are in a bit of form now, aren't they? And Southampton have been, but we've got to remember that Daniel Farke knows how to get a team out of the Championship, and has done it successfully, hasn't he? Before, so
he has. Yes, he has.
He knows how to do that, and he's got the players to do that as well. But can I just pick up on one thing on what Stephen said? It's a bit off.
Of course you can. Yeah, sure time.
It was the Barnsley. I think we did the treble, including the playoff final. Didn't we do the treble of the Barnsley?
Yeah, and didn't we beat them like 6-2 in the home game?
I don't know. Just a thought. I mean, yeah, they were a good side, but we were never going to lose that playoff. We were better than them. Anyway, but back to the game. So yeah, let's just keep playing, and you know, we've got to follow up the home games now, haven't we? We've had back-to-back wins. Doesn't matter who you play in the Championship. Back-to-back wins in the Championship is you know, decent return regardless. And yeah, but I mean, I was like Stephen. I was nervous towards the end, and the reason was they were a team that they could get the ball wide, and they could well, I say lump it in the box. That's a bit unfair, but they could get numbers in the box and they would float the box in, and we did really well. And that goes on to the point about Burgess heading the ball away. Wasn't just him. I think Clark had a couple as well, and you know, everybody was getting on the end and knocking them away, and that's why he came back into the side against Millwall, because Millwall were top on some sort of corner stat or something, weren't they?
They were, yes.
And
yeah.
Like so he knows what you're going to get with him, and he's picked him, and he's heading everything away again. He's done that on numerous occasions. But we were picking the second balls up on the box as well. I think Morsey and Luongo we were getting that quite a bit. There was a few times, I think, midway second half, we just got a bit sloppy when we did get the ball back. We were trying to play the same way. I get that, but we're just inviting the pressure back. We're just losing the ball at key times when, you know, we really wanted to have a little bit more stability with the ball. But that's the only thing I could ever fault, really. Yeah, so fantastic result.
Yeah, it really was, particularly that second half. And I think you're right. You know, Paul Carr says it seemed unnecessarily jittery listening on the radio, but 3 points, so I'll take it. Was it unnecessarily, or was it necessary jittery? Because it did feel like we left Swansea hanging around long enough that if you leave teams hanging around long enough, they normally come back to bite you on the backside. And it was the closer it got, that free kick towards the end, I was thinking, oh, here we go, 89 minutes, and then they're breaking in the 92nd and a half minute, and I'm thinking with time waste, we've had Clark sort of Conor McGregor style walk into the to the fans, and they're all great, but then there's always normally a punchline, and normally Town is the punchline, but not today, Mr. Lee Anderson.
No, I that must have been a nightmare to listen to on the radio, because the ball's been lumped in the box. It goes back to the point I was making. I think the ball's been lumped in the box, and it sounds awful on the radio. Now they sound like they've got a lot of momentum, but we were pretty set, to be fair. But you've always got that. There's always, is it your day? Is it your day? And
yes,
are you going to get, the save from Hadlaki? What a save that was, as Stephen pointed out. But that could have easily deflected in. But it was our day, and I think the run up before Christmas, it was a lot of the time in the close games. It was our day. Balls bouncing off the inside of the post, coming off the other post, being cleared off the line. We had those moments that we were on the right side of. So I've never been worried about the performances, because I think it's been pretty consistent. But yeah, it was nervous because of that type of football, because that's how we were going to be undone. They were almost, not to be disrespectful to them, but it's almost like what you'd expect in League One in terms of bang on the ball in. But they had some good moves. I don't get wrong, to get some of the crosses in, but they were just looking to launch that in the box. And today we dealt with it handsomely.
We did. We really did. And Westy on the commentary had a lot of love for Kiefer Moore and having that presence up the top and what it brings to the team. How did you see Kiefer's performance? I thought he took his opportunity really well and was so unlucky not to get on the score sheet, because it's a lovely ball by Broadhead. It's what he does. And it's a great first time finish. And it's just should be nestling, but the keeper gets his fingertips to it, rattles the bar. I thought Moore today was really good. How did you see his performance?
Yeah, well, that's what I had down. And given who's already put man of the match, he's man of the match. I was watching the game. He's so pivotal to us now at the moment. We've sort of changed slightly. We've got runners coming. We've got runners gambling off him now. Broadhead running in behind for the flicks and the headers. But when he's on song and he's getting the ball, he's now making us tick in a different way to Hurst, in a different way, slightly different way. And we've talked about this before, but he stays fit. We've got we're going to win more games than we lose. I'm sure of that. He's got that aerial threat. But yeah, the ball stuck with him most of the time. But when it didn't stick, that's when it became, the pressure was back and we couldn't keep the ball. But we've said about it before. We can knock it. I say knock it long. We can knock it into him, get players off him, or we can play it around the back. Once you have both those credible options, the first credible option is we can play it through the lines, but the second one is we can clip it in from there. So now teams do not know what to do. How do managers set up? Do we press high, or do we sit back a little bit? And
agreed, yeah.
And there was one fantastic move in the first half, midway through the first half, and I was trying to remember how to reference it, what time it was, but we knocked the ball out really, really lovely, and yeah, and it's the risk and reward, but more, he's given us something extra, I think.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Before I let you go, Lee, is there anything else you want to mention in this time?
Oh, I don't know. I could sit here all night, really, I suppose. I just not like to see, let's keep it going. I mean, the away support, let's mention the away fans. Midweek, absolutely. I mean, you got Millwall fans going on social media saying how great they were. They were really, really noisy midweek. I'm not sure, they were noisy today, but I'm not so sure I could hear it so well because maybe of the sound of what I was listening to. But I think that they were, and credit to the away fans, I think, because they've been singing long and hard. Yeah. So that would be my final finish.
Love it. Lee, look after yourself. Have a great Saturday night. All the best.
Yeah, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. He mentioned there, Lee, that if we can keep more healthy, that would be fantastic. And of course, if Match Bingo brings wealth, Some osteopaths can bring health, and health is wealth. We are partnered with Stowmarket Osteopaths. Stowmarket 01449613633. I go there myself. Freddie's the governor in charge at Stowmarket Osteopaths. Tell him the Gov has sent you, and he will look after you. Osteopath, physiotherapy, all of that. Do check it out. And as I say, health is wealth. Back to some comments. We've got Moore's been the difference, says Josh Russell. Gareth says they were scared by Hutchinson. They were on him every single time. Lee Moore did a lot of running today off the ball. He's not the quickest, but did a great job. He's my man of the match to Burgess. Second, Paul Smith. Ipswich singing in the rain. Hamish with the three best chances on the second half. Crossbar, post, and Sarmiento missed a great chance. And there was a comment a second ago I was wanting to sort of try and find, which I thought was absolutely brilliant in terms of back-to-back away wins in the Championship. Not the most easiest thing to do, particularly, Swansea and Millwall, two hard places for Town. And Coxie, the comment is right. 2 back-to-back away wins in the Championship, not easy thing to do. If Matt Phillips says we're in the wilderness, we're coming out of it, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's a bit harsh by Mr. Phillips to say we're in the wilderness. I mean,
he said it, not me. I don't.
I know. So I said, Mr. Phillips.
Don't shoot a messenger.
Yeah, but it has sort of been a blip. We've been through a very, very tough period. 2 back-to-back wins are great in any league, but especially in this league, it's absolutely fantastic. Said before, very cliche that the Championship, there's no easy games, and if anybody thinks Rotherham coming up on Tuesday night is going to be an easy game, no, we've come and stuck against them before. I know it's a different Rotherham side, but they're down the bottom fighting, to claw themselves out of the relegation zone. But but we are, it's a great sign. And personally, what I'm hoping for is that now we are there. We're not up with the Premier League parachute boys there. You want to meet Martin?
Yeah.
We're not up there with the parachute boys, along with finances are concerned. But we're staying on their tails, and that might work in our favours. But a lot of people are now stopped mentioning Ipswich. They're going on about Southampton and Leeds, how they're fighting for second place. Even Benjamin Bloom and the show he does with Sam Park, and they're talking about them too. They're not talking about Town at all. But now that might hopefully work in our favour.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was talking to myself. That's why I was on mute, because I was trying to find Rax Max's comment. It was Rax Max back-to-back wins in the Championship. Noteworthy, especially as both away and both pretty hostile hosts. Our away fans are fantastic.
Try saying that when you're pissed. Rax Max back-to-back.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. I can't do it. So, Ross Smith, 4th time we go back-to-back away was this season. Incredible. Roy Clark, Matt Fitz comes up with some strange comments at times.
Bless him.
No comment, my lord. Gareth Maloney, Leeds fans are so obsessed with us, but claim we talk about them all the time. Hey, we're hot on the tails. League table, we're sitting 4th, 66. Leeds are in 2nd, 69. Southampton in 3rd, 67. It's really starting to heat up at the top there, Coxie. They're not talking about us, as you say. We can now start to just, yes, Rotherham's not an easy game. Yes, Huddersfield's not an easy game. Blah. There's no easy games at this level. But we can now start to really come into our own, find a bit of form, having come through a really tricky run of fixtures since, well, probably the second week of December.
Yeah. For September into the Christmas period, we had a real nasty. We had all the top sides, Leicester and stuff, and other teams like that. But we are. This is, like I said, I'm hoping this will. Stay in our favour. We're there in 4th place.
I love it. You're dipping your toe in the water of optimism, but you're not quite wanting to submerge yourself fully.
That's me. That's me.
You're just sort of testing the water. Like, is it warm enough for me to get in? It's like me on the first day of an all-inclusive. Hamish says, cheers, Gov, for a great job today. He's the best Town podcast, like being in the pub as opposed to a library. Hamish, we aim to please. This is the podcast for the fan, by the fan. We try and make it, as we would talk about, on the terraces, in the pub, or even in the library. Even in the library, wherever it is you talk about football, we aim to make it that sort of feel and that sort of vibe. Josh Russell, also the squad depth now is so much better than it was 3 months ago. Hey, Coxie, touch on that for me, because Josh is spot on here. off the bench today. You're having quality players coming on for quality players. You know, Wesley Burns off the bench, having, you know, had Amari Hutchinson play really well back-to-back away games on the right. That's strength in depth, and that's going to really put us in a strong position for this run-in.
Yeah, it's absolutely, definitely noticeable, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, just after the the transfer window closed, and you just, as soon as that team came out, 2 o'clock on Twitter or X, whatever it's called now, you look at that, and that bench looks far more stronger than it did in January. Now we're into February, and you said you just got that bit of quality to come on. Amari Hutchinson, another great game today, but on comes Sarmiento and Sarmiento, what his name is. It is it's like for like, and it seems we're against must think, oh Christ, it's just he's gone off, and here comes sort of somebody who's virtually the same, bit of pace and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you see Ali's performance off the bench? Because he got the goal on Wednesday, and I thought again today he's coming on. And his first touch is a really nice touch, but then he turns himself and he's going at the Swansea backline. And in the 78th minute, in the 88th minute, in the dying embers of the game, Coxie, the last thing you want as a centre half, I'll play centre half, I'm a lumbering giant, is players with pace running at you when your legs are already feeling like concrete. How did you see his performance?
Yeah, El Hamidi, we said it before. El Hamidi is raw. He's one for the future, but the guy is hungry. He's got something to prove. He was, especially today. Apparently, he was an ex-Swansea player, whether he was a trainee there or whatever. But, he comes on. He's absolutely raw, but he is hungry. He's already first Iraqi to score in the Championship, and he's already said he wants to be the first to score, first Iraqi to score in the Premier League. Let's hope it's with us, and he can do it. But yeah, one for it's going to be great for us. He's what we want, what most of our supporters want. Somebody who is just, will run and run and run, work his absolute bits off for you, and that's definitely him. Yeah,
absolutely.
And the fruits will come. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's lots of love in the chat. It's almost like my Valentine's Day cards, because they're obviously quite clearly late arriving. The postman's not turned up with my wheelbarrow yet. But Gareth now says, this podcast is brilliant. Talking town in the cup, I can't go wrong. I'm feeling the love. Hopefully Monday, the postman turns up with all those Valentine's Day cards I thought I'd be getting. Coxie, before I let you go and bring in Phil, your man of the match this evening, please, sir.
Okay, just quickly, honourable mentions to Clark again, ran his bit, so worked hard, didn't do a great deal wrong. Earlier on in the season, I was sort of a bit on him. I think sometimes he was a bit of a liability for us. Yeah, he was great. I mean, really, I can't sort of sit here and think anybody was bad in Ipswich. That was a great team performance. Burgess, he is part of how far has that young man come? He got dropped out of the side, and as soon as he got back again, he's never looked back since then. And we did miss him when he was away playing whatever cup game Australia was in. Yeah, he was probably mistaken. But for me, it was Kiefer Moore up front today. He holds it. He was exactly what we were hoping for, to do the Hurst role. And perhaps he's a bit more experienced. I think you can see that today. We sort of hold him play up, and he's looking for the players to play in. He's absolutely. Yeah, so for me, it's Kiefer Moore, but you could give it to 5, 6, 7 of the team today.
You certainly could. Coxie, have a great Saturday night. Look after yourself.
Bonjour, adios, and all that. Bye-bye.
All the best. Thanks ever so much. And Rob says on Ali, he loved it when he was jinging up, and the Town fans were in the corner at the end. Gareth says, doesn't look out of his depth. He's one of them players that will give 100%. Andy, Ali's a massive signing and a huge part of our future. 80, an all-round great team performance. And 80 is also singing in the rain, back-to-back away wins. Makes the very long journey home a lot easier. 80, as the songs go, I think it needs work, mate. But I'm really happy you're singing in the rain, back-to-back away wins is what it's all about. John says second, third, and fourth doesn't look like many points will be dropped. No, I mean, there's absolute 4 juggernauts at the moment, isn't there? Leicester, Leeds, Ipswich, Southampton, and we're part of that. And 3 teams should be there. Let's make no bones about it. And let's just enjoy the ride. Let's enjoy that word that Rich likes to use on a Sunday at 1:30. We're back there tomorrow. The journey, as it were. We're 5 minutes away from ending. We've got Phil coming on. Get your comments in the live chat. I'll try and get to as many as I possibly can. We'll try and use them as talking points where I can. So please do put your comments. And if you're watching on Catch Up FTA, comment for the algorithm. Phil, how are you feeling this evening?
I'm feeling so much better after that last 10 minutes of the game. I listened to it on the radio. I listened to the second half on the radio because I've been out filming this afternoon. Missed the first half, but I was fully expecting us to go to South Wales and win this afternoon, and that's exactly what we did. I think, just looking at the fixtures coming up and at the stage of the season we're at, we're now into the last third of the season. So, it was around about this time last season that we went on that 15 game unbeaten run, 13 wins in the last 15 to secure automatic promotion from League One. Yep. And, with two winnable home games coming up, that should be another 6 points for us to really keep the pressure on Southampton in second. I would say, just talking about the results this weekend, I would say I was a bit surprised to see that Leicester lost against Middlesbrough today. I think if we win our game in hand on Tuesday, we'll go within 9 points of them. So I would say they're not completely over, far away at the moment, but we'll see how that one ends. Just looking at the 3 fixtures we've got coming up after Birmingham, after next Saturday, Plymouth away, Bristol City home. I was just wondering. I'm just wondering with those 3, Plymouth. I would have thought that Plymouth is one of those fixtures that could slip us up. Plymouth. Okay. I would say they do have a good home record, but if Leeds can go down there and beat them, then so can we. But we've got 8 home games remaining this season. And if we win every single one of those home games, at the moment, we will finish at least on 90 points. Mm-hmm. So I would say Rotherham, Birmingham, Bristol, Sheffield Wednesday, Southampton, Watford, Middlesbrough, and Huddersfield all at home to come. I would have thought maybe the Southampton game that sticks out. If we can beat them, then great. I didn't realise. Why does it say Plymouth?
That was me. That was me.
Oh,
that was me. You can't be optimistic, Phil.
I didn't see that.
I fancy us until we play Plymouth. That's not optimism, Phil. That's optimistic, Phil, until we play Plymouth. I had to change it. I was like, I can't sit here and look at optimistic Phil. Brilliant, I couldn't resist it. Phil, Nathan Broadhead, talk to me about him because he's suddenly coming back into the Nathan Broadhead form we all love and know so well.
I think the fans have really got used to the way that the way that Broadhead operates and the amount of goals in the games he scores. It fits and starts with him, isn't it? That's the second goal in 2 games. And what's he now on? 10, 11 goals for the season?
I can double check, but
I think him and Chapper's now on double figures. I just want to talk about the January transfer. I think for us, under McKenna and Ashton, 11. I think under McKenna and Ashton, we do exceptionally well in the January transfer window with those 2. I think a player that we've got, an Ali Hamadi. I think that he will make a big enough impact on us this season to make a difference for us. And I think I personally think right now, I think Kiefer Moore is a bit of an upgrade on George Hurst. And going back a few weeks ago when you guys were talking about, comparing Hurst with Moore and, what Hurst might do in the next few seasons of his career. Will he go on and play for his country? We don't know. But I think that, it is easy to draw a comparison between the 2 because when Kiefer Moore was at Ipswich the last time, he didn't do anything, did he?
No.
Now it's a completely different story. The way that he plays, the goals, so far he's got 3 goals for us. And I think that will just increase with the games we've got left. And he's so vital for the way that we play our football moving forward. And I just think that if we keep Moore fit, we should finish in the top 2 berth. For me, I can't really. It's the McKenna factor with so much confidence, belief that he's brought into the club and the team itself, and that's why I believe we'll finish in the top 2. I would like to see us score a few more goals in the upcoming home fixtures because we need to get a goal difference up. I thought the difference this afternoon, listening on the radio, we did come under a fair bit of pressure in the last 25 minutes or so of the game. And to only concede one goal this afternoon, I thought is actually a step in the right direction. And, certainly Clark, Davis and Burgess and you can't really fault our defence this afternoon. I know we conceded in the first half, but, I thought the way that we defended, especially in the second half, we won us the game this afternoon. And, another big 3 points. And I can't really see us getting anything other than 6 points in the next 2 games. I would say there's going to be some rotation going on because it's basically another three game week, isn't it? Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday.
Yep.
So we'll see a bit of rotation there. And
one last thing, Phil. You got one last thing for me?
I don't know. I'm gonna say, are you going to
have to have a last? You don't have to have a last thing, Phil. It isn't set in stone. It's not a talking town commandment.
Yeah, my one more thing this afternoon is: are you going to be at Portman Road on Tuesday night?
That is a question that even I do not know the answer to yet, Phil. I want to be. I hope to be. In fact, I will be. Yes, I will be there.
Are you going to ask me for some post-match comments on Tuesday night?
I am. Of course. How could we not ask the legend that is optimistic Phil Blundell until we play Plymouth? That is, of course. Phil, appreciate you coming on. We'll speak later. All the best.
You too. Take care.
We've got Rax Max. Nothing straightforward for Town. Rotherham will park the bus. Have Town mature enough to break this wall down? I say yes, but patience is the key. It'll be either 1-0 or 4-0. Could be a great game for Ali to come into on midweek, with Rotherham, if they're going to park that bus, Rax Max, a little bit of pace always hurts teams that try and stifle you. Could you see that happening? Let us know. Gareth, if we don't go up, I prefer Southampton over Leeds any day, I think, as would Phil. We are back tomorrow, 1:30, for more debate, more discussion, more chance for the fans to have their say on their football team. So please do join us then. But for now, like, subscribe. Thank you for watching this Talking Town match reaction. But Town have got all 3 points. Back-to-back away wins. It's Saturday night. It's all rosy at the moment. Have a great one, and I'll see you.
You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down or when I am blue, I can't get enough. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. I woke up all soaked in sweat, weird chills running down my neck. I thought went crazy from just the thought of you.